Okay, so let's talk about these three phones that you can get right now with about 150k budget: the Redmi 15c, the Tecno Spark 40, and of course the Samsung Galaxy A07. Now, this will not be an in-depth review because I already have a video where I discussed each and every one of them extensively, but in this video I'm just going to be using about 7 different or 8 different criteria to just help you know which one is well worth your money, and of course what I think about each of them in each of these categories. Now, the first is design and build quality. Now, for me, I don't think it matters much. It's always subjective, and also the fact that you're watching this video after you have seen their designs online means it doesn't really matter so much to you. So let's go into build quality. Now, when it comes to build quality, that is where the Redmi 15C obviously, takes the first place, because one, not only is the back made of glass, which for most people, that is the definition of premium, it is also IP64 rated, just like the Tecno Spark 40. Why the Samsung Galaxy A07 is just IP54 rated. So it is slightly lower when it comes to how much you can handle water, splashes, and dust. Also, the Redmi 15C has a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection in the display. That means if you're using these three phones, after many years, you're going to have more scratches in the screens of these other two phones than the Redmi 15C. Now, switching over to their displays, it is all 720 pixel displays for every one of them. So you get almost the same quality when you're watching video content on all of these phones. But where the Tecno Spark 40 and the Redmi 15C surges a bit more is the fact that they have 120 Hz refresh rate screens. Now, don't be deceived too much by it. 120 Hz is actually just for the settings and some very few applications in it. The Samsung Galaxy A07, on the other hand, has a 90 Hz display. And the truth is that for most of the things you're going to be doing with these other phones, the Tecno Spark 40 and the Redmi 15C, is going to be in 90 Hz. So aesthetically, I would say the best display would go to the Tecno Spark 40. The circular cutout for the front camera makes it less intrusive when you're watching videos with the screen. And yeah, that makes for a whole lot of better user experience when you're using it. But if you can get past those ugly notches in the Samsung Galaxy A07 and the Redmi 15C, yeah, it's practically the same when it comes to their displays. Now let's switch to processing power, which obviously is where the Samsung Galaxy A07 takes the obvious lead. Like I said in my review of this phone, Samsung really did make some giant strides right here. I mean, going from a 12 nanometer processor to a 6 nanometer processor in the Helio G99 on this phone, that was like a killer blow to every other one. For these other two phones, the Redmi 15C and the Tecno Spark 40, they both run on the Helio G81 processor, which is a 12 nanometer processor. Hence, it is not as energy efficient as the G99 right on this phone. So really, when it comes to processing, there is no need speaking for too long. The Samsung Galaxy A07 is the obvious winner. And then also software and software updates. I mean, for as long as I can remember, Samsung always wins this round when it comes to comparison with other phones, because not only does it have a better processor, One UI 7 is like the best Android screen you can think of right now. It is so feature packed. It contains a lot of things that just makes using this Samsung phone very exciting, even though it's a budget phone. Now, very close to it, obviously, is iOS or the Tecno Spark 40 Pro, which is another fully packed skin that is really improving over time. And the list for me would go to the HyperOS in the Redmi 15C. Like I said in my short review, I just don't know if it's a HyperOS problem or it's just generally an optimization problem. It feels really clogged and sluggish. When I'm working with it, there is this noticeable lag you see when you're doing basic stuff like just trying to switch between applications and things like that. So based off my user experience, the best software experience would definitely go to the Samsung Galaxy A07, and of course closely followed by iOS in the Tecno Spark 40 Pro. And then also, I mean, we can't forget to mention the fact that Samsung is very outspoken when it comes to the 6 years of software update they are promising for this phone. Now let's talk about AI, because whether you like it or not, even though they are budget phones, the fact is having a bit of AI in it is always a welcome development. I know most budget phone users do not really care much about AI at this point in time, but that is just for most. There are still those few people who still want to have a bit of it. And I would say in this category, if you are into anything AI-ish, then this is the phone you should be going for. iOS did come with some really nice AI features like document tools, AI wallpaper, and Tecno's Ella assistant that is now AI powered, making it even more smarter when it comes to helping you. So for someone like me who is neck deep into AI, it's definitely my pick. So yeah, if you are anything like that, then this right here is a phone that you should be going for. And that brings us to battery and charging, where obviously it's like this biggest stronghold of the Redmi 15C. It comes with a massive 6,000 mAh battery, and it supports 33 watts fast charging, which is very good, making it really fast when it comes to charging this phone, even though we have like 1,000 mAh more than what we have in some of these other phones. You still get full charge in about 1 hour 15 minutes using the 33 watts that it comes with. However, the Tecno Spark 40 comes really close with a 5,200 mAh battery, and it charges way faster because it supports 45 watts fast charging. So that means you can get full charge in just about an hour, which I tried, and yeah, that makes it really good. In about 15 minutes, you have almost full charge. You can go about your days and all of that. But this guy right here, the Samsung Galaxy A07, has a 5,000 mAh battery and charges at 25 watts, making it the least desirable among these three phones when it comes to the one with faster charging that you want to go for. So yeah, if you need a phone with a very big battery, go for the Redmi 15C. If you need a phone with a fairly good battery but charges way faster, then you want to go for this guy right here, the Tecno Spark 40. And of course, if you are going for this, that means you really don't care so much when it comes to battery and charging. And then there is cameras. All three phones have a 50 megapixel main camera and an 8 megapixel selfie cameras. And this is how their pictures compare. I would say they all look good for a budget phone, but I'll just tilt towards the A07 pictures because it's got slightly better color and dynamic range processing. I think it thanks to its much improved processor. But in real life, daylight shots across all of them are just decent. Spark 40 can shoot videos up to 2K quality, so you get the best quality with it, while the others two are capped at 1080p resolution. And that takes me to extras. Now, for this category, I'm just going to nitpick on those little things that one of them offers that the rest do not give. For example, the Tecno Spark 40 Pro gives you Free Link, which is a feature that helps you to be able to make calls without a SIM card or an internet. You also have an infrared remote sensor right here, which comes in really handy when it comes to controlling your electronics at home. And then also, we can't take away the fact that you get stereo speakers on the Tecno Spark 40. That is something very good. It doesn't sound so much better than the speakers in the Samsung Galaxy A07, even though it's a mono speaker. Samsung just have been able to find a way to still make it sound really good. But here on, you have stereo speakers, but for these other two, they are just mono speakers. So on a final note, what is a summary of everything that we have discussed? I wrote it down here, so I'm just going to read it. You want to go for the Samsung Galaxy A07 if you want the best in performance and long-term use. I mean, that is definitely the best choice you want to go for. But on the other hand, if you need a phone with a very big battery that has a slightly better durability when it comes to your day-to-day usage, then of course the Redmi 15C is a phone that you want to go for. And lastly, the Tecno Spark 40 is just an all-round better phone in terms of it is lightweight, the design is very good, it comes with some really nice extra features you don't find in other phones. The battery life is also very great. And lastly, it gives you the fastest charging among all of these phones that you can get. So that is just all of it for me. Like I said, this is not an in-depth review. With this few information you've gotten, I'm sure you at least have an idea of the one that you want to go for. So just click on any of the videos showing on the screen or go to the description of this video so that you can watch and get even more details on your choice. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more reviews like this one. And of course, I will see you in my next video.